A change in the makeup of American families is giving way to a rise in populism, a trend that correspondent Doug McElway shows us is working its way across Europe.
America first.
The discontent behind the populism that helped elect Donald Trump is at work across the world. Europe's creeping social welfare state, marked by protected status for older workers, early retirement, and an expansive social safety net, has proved no match for the demographic realities of low fertility rates.
Western societies that produce a plethora of goods and services and have excellent health care, that's a Western tradition, then people live longer and life is better, so they want to enjoy it, and unfortunately that means they don't want to put up with child raising.
The lowest fertility rate may be Greece, 1.35 births per woman, not enough young people to pay for the elderly's benefits. Europe, Japan, and the U.S. seem unwilling to remedy it.
That would require, I think, not a lot of sacrifice, but enough sacrifice that an affluent and leisured society would find probably, I guess, intolerable or politically impossible.
Like the U.S., Europe has compensated for the birth dearth by importing labor, a manageable solution to a point.
About the second or third generation, these populations, these non-native populations, acculturate, or they sort of become part of the mainstream community. But it takes a generation or two.
Europe's accommodation of refugees fleeing ISIS and the civil war in Syria has proved a bridge too far.
Immigration poses challenges to the dominant culture. It's obviously politically fraught.
From Greece to Italy, Germany, France, and the Nordic countries, clashes have erupted. Nationalist politicians are forcing a reckoning with multiculturalism. That, while the yellow jacket rioting in France proves there's a limit to how much citizens are willing to be taxed. On the other side of the globe, Japan is facing its own declining fertility rate, but has been traditionally resistant to immigrant labor. One potential solution there? Robots may help to man factories, to care for the elderly. And in China, a demographic problem of its own making. A generation ago, overpopulation compelled the communist government to force a one-child policy on the populace.
It included forced sterilization and abortion and very harsh penalties for people who had extra children. So it was really a human rights disaster.
And because male babies were favored, today China faces a surplus of 34 million single men. Their wildly distorted majority accompanies an increase in crime, loneliness, and prostitution, among other societal ills, according to the Washington Post.
Ironically today, because of China's massive transformation into an industrial powerhouse, it has become like the West, more affluent, a place where a new generation of parents is less interested in reproducing.